What is going on, tubes? It is your boy, Will Black Oni Wiggins, here to give you my impressions of Uncharted 4 multiplayer beta. I was fortunate enough to get into the beta. I want to give you guys my impressions on this experience. I know a lot can change between now and the time the game comes out, so without further ado, we're going to get right into the action, and you guys are going to see something fucking awesome. Black Oni. So I really love how quickly, how fluidly you can move around the environment. This is something that Uncharted has been pretty good at all throughout all three of its previous games. So that's something that they've continued to do here. What I will say is that the gunplay feels even more responsive, even more fluid, even more intense. And I gotta give Naughty Dog a lot of credit in that regards. The gameplay feels wonderful. It feels like a really solid experience, and really good teamwork actually usually gets you into some really good battles. So what you're seeing right there was essentially a one-hit kill melee attack that you can do. It's a charge-up melee attack. So that's what I just did, and this guy ended up getting downed, and then I got downed again. So this wasn't a very good start to the match, to be completely honest, but my teammates had my back for the most part, and we were putting in a lot of work. The team that we're going against here was fairly aggressive, so you're going to see some really interesting things. So, one of the other things I wanted to point out about the game is that you get to experiment with the weapons. The weapons feel different. None of the weapons really feel like they're the same as the other one. It feels like there's a pretty decent amount of balance. There's one sniper rifle that just does some serious work once you pick it up, and I think it's the bolt action rifle. You obviously have to be pretty decent with it yourself, but you can do some serious work with it. But the other thing I wanted to say about this is that the melee attacking just feels so awesome. I gotta admit, it feels wonderful. And when you get headshots in this game, they seem to do a lot more damage than they did in previous Uncharted games, and I count that as a positive thing because most people complained about the headshots not doing nearly enough damage. People taking too long to go down. And what you saw right there was a charge up melee attack, so you can charge up your grappling hook, which is something I will talk about some more as well, which will allow you to do a one-hit kill melee attack. Now, I just got down here, so that wasn't a very good example of me putting in some serious work, but you guys are going to see something kind of interesting fairly shortly. Now, one of the other things I wanted to mention that I kind of like and kind of don't like are the abilities, and you're going to start seeing those come into play very soon. But the abilities and the things that you can unlock during the span of the game, like you see how it keeps saying like $100 for downing, $100 for reviving, or $50 for reviving. You get money based on the things you do, so it has a little bit of that Counter-Strike feel to it, whereas you have in-game currency, a little bit of the MOBA feel too, in-game currency that allows you to upgrade and acquire certain things throughout your battle. So you're going to start seeing shortly people have the ability to summon other characters to help you, or summon abilities, or harness different abilities that do ridiculous things. Some of them allow you to teleport basically across the map. Some of them allow you to put down this control point control device that allows you to just send out these spirits essentially that completely wreck anything that's around there. And there's a little bit of like nuancing you have to worry about at some point. So like, check it out. That's one of the characters actually that our team summoned to help us grapple other characters. And so he goes around and essentially just starts grabbing people. Just like, I don't know if you guys remember in Uncharted 2 where there was that guy, you can hear him breathing going. He was a character that you can now bring into battle. And look, this again, that grapple hook just does some serious work. And again, the game feels so fluid. That's what I really like about it. But again, the thing I do and don't like are the fact that you can use that in-game currency to buy certain things. Like, it gets to a point where you can actually, if you wanted to, you can set up your loadout. There was a time I was playing this map, where someone was literally on that ledge and they just kept throwing people off the ledge, and I went over to try to kick them and it didn't do anything. So that's one thing that they should fix. I think that might have been a glitch or something, because that wasn't supposed to happen. But again, gameplay, so fluid, so beautiful. It feels awesome. This guy tries to come up behind me and melee me. Look what's about to happen. Oh, double teamed. Not much I could do. But you can, if you want, have 2 or 3 or even 4 slots allocated for being able to summon these characters. So you can summon a sniper, you can summon a heavy gunner, you can summon one of these agile grabbers, and you can summon a medic. You could have all 4 of those as things you can unlock in game, and you'll essentially have a team of, it's usually 5 versus 5. You'll have a team of 9 versus 5. And that's from one character. If you wanted, you can have your entire team each having 4 of these characters, and it would just be insane. So that's one thing I don't particularly like that much. But the other thing I do really like about this is that you have the ability to revive your teammates. That's one of the really, really amazing things about The Last of Us, is that it felt like you were really part of a team effort when you played The Last of Us. Like, you really had to work together and coordinate with your team, and revive them when they need help. That was the best way you were going to be victorious. And so one of the things I did notice about this in The Last of Us is the more you're working with your team and coordinating and like talking and saying stuff, the better you are, and you get bonus points for helping your team out. So it's always worthwhile to help your team, because you get bonus money, you get bonus points. And this guy rolled away at the perfect moment, but he didn't roll away from me knocking him upside the head with that melee attack. So what do I think in terms of longevity, if this game has long legs? It's a very different game than The Last of Us. I still play The Last of Us. I still think Last of Us is a really fantastic experience. There are some people, like my man JC Mac 120, who pretty much exclusively only play The Last of Us, who love that game to death. And while I love The Last of Us, the one thing I will say that this game definitely has over it, aside from kind of the ridiculous over-the-top stuff that you're going to start seeing very shortly, is the aiming in the movement is way more fluid. See, that's a really, really crazy thing. You can use a grapple hook, and while you're on the grapple hook, you can melee someone and instantly kill them. Crazy stuff. But yeah, overall, I really enjoy playing this game. I think most of you guys who do get your hands on the game will enjoy playing it as well. As long as the servers are stable, as long as there is a lot of content that is free in addition to look at the melee. Look, the melee is so much more fluid. You can keep pressing, I believe it was square. You can keep pressing square to continue attacking instead of pressing it once and then stopping, pressing once and then stopping. You have a lot more fluidity in that movement. So all in all, I think it's a wonderful experience. I think there's a few things that we need to fix, a little bit of balancing stuff. I'm really interested to see what kind of maps we're going to get, what kind of customization options we're going to get, what the weapons are going to be like in their final build. I really like this assault rifle that you see here, but it's also a semi-auto rifle that does some serious work. I highly recommend you guys check that rifle out. It is deadly. You get a headshot in just the right way, and you'll just demolish your opponents, and it's wonderful. So I ended up going 17 downs, 11 KOs, which are essentially the kills, and then I died 7 times. So I died a fairly decent amount, but I did some serious work on the team. We did a wonderful job. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy the experience overall. I hope you enjoy your stay on the Black Oni channel. If you have any questions about the game, please ask me those questions. Feel free to like, favorite, subscribe, and share with your friends so that we can continue the discussion around why this game is awesome and why you should be excited. As always, I'll catch you on the next video. Game on, and Black Oni out.